Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sports Jedi Network here for your AEW Dynamite Go Home Show. We are the Sports Jedi Network. I am PGHChrisTV, and today we talk about, again, the Go Home Show, and we preview AEW All In happening this Sunday from Wembley Stadium. It is the biggest week of this company's existence, biggest week of the company's year, and we are here to go over it here on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you guys for joining us here. I know we are not here on a Wednesday night. Stuff happens, but we really appreciate when you guys bear with us and keep showing us that support on the Dynamite Bros whenever we go live. We will be live this Sunday right after AEW All In to go over this pay-per-view. Much more to talk about later on in the show, but first, let me tell you guys, the Sports Jedi Network, specifically the Dynamite Bros here tonight, we are sponsored by G Fuel Energy. Use your promo code PGHChris to save yourself 20% off some G Fuel Energy, as well as Dude Wipes and Blackout Coffee, which we will hear from later on in the program. We got to get to this show. We got to get to All In predictions because a lot has happened last night. When I mean a lot of nothing. And a lot of people are talking about it. Now it's our turn, Hoss. You guys know I'm not here alone. I'm with my other half of the Dynamite Bro, Hoss Knucklebrew. Hoss, how are we doing? What are we feeling? Does it feel like Wembley season? Does it feel like All In week? Talk to me, man. How are you?
Good afternoon, everyone. Does it feel like All In season? It depends on how you feel about this company. I will say that. Because Dynamite did not do it for you. But we're going to get into that in the review. As we talked about, this was a whole lot of brain rot. That's what this was. That's the best way to put it. We had some good wrestling here, but it felt like a regular Dynamite. It did not feel like the go home show to, like you say, the biggest show of the year. And that's not to say that we are up here shitting on this show. We're gonna dissect this and saute it, do all that type of good stuff. But it's the expectation that we expect from all elite wrestling. We have standards, people. We have big standards. And when we're coming to the biggest show of the year, we are expecting great setups and to meet those great expectations, in the words of Charles Dickens. And to me, they didn't meet those, but let's get into it. Let's have some fun, people.
Yeah, let's have some fun. Again, we are going to talk about last night's AEW Dynamite, the go home show here before All In this Sunday. And we will also preview AEW All In, as we like to do, when we have a go-home show for a pay-per-view. But I want to start off with this. We're going to hear from Will Ospreay to start off the show. I'm not trying to shit on this show. I'm not. It's All In. It's their biggest week of the year. And there's genuinely some stuff that we want to talk about without shitting on this. That is not my intention for what I'm about to say, or what I'm about to ask. I just have one big question. Why the fuck wasn't Kenny Omega on this show tonight? That's my only question to start off this. Again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to piss off any sickos. That is a genuine question. Why wasn't Kenny Omega on this show? Hoss, can you give me an answer?
Chris, before I answer that question, you say you didn't want to piss off any sickos. I think that ship is sailed with that shirt you have on today, sir.
We're going back to Wembley, baby.
As you see, the ship is sailed. But to Kenny Omega, him being absent, this is inexcusable. Very inexcusable, pal. Your AEW World Champion is not at the go home show for your biggest show of the year. Like, I don't care what the excuse is. I don't know what the excuse is. There is no way that my world champion of my promotion is going to be having excused absence from the go home show of All In. This could be Full Gear, World's End, maybe even Wrestle Dream. Why the fuck is Kenny Omega, the cleaner, the best bout machine, all these damn names that we christen this man First, no, let's give him the best name they call him. Why is the God of pro wrestling not at your go-home show? What? Do I need to start saying Bible verses? Oh God, why have you forsaken me? That's what Dynamite is saying. Oh, pro wrestling God, why have you forsaken me? Yes, Kenny Omega missing this show makes no damn sense. It invalidates your show because this is when you have new eyes on it, or you would think you would have new eyes on your television show going into your pay-per-view. This is where you want new people to come and spend their hard-earned money for your biggest show of the year, and your world champion is not there. Chris, I understand why you asked this question, because it's beyond me, pal. It's beyond me. I don't see any other promoter, booker, owner of a promotion that will pull a move like this and give you a logical explanation. It's beyond me.
I mean, you didn't have to do too much. I mean, they haven't done enough already to build this main event, in my opinion, anyway. But what we hear from Will, and I brought that up because we're going to talk about our first segment. We heard from Will Ospreay, the UK's own Will Ospreay. He got a huge ovation. They were in Glasgow last night, right? They were in Scotland.
Yes.
Kind of that UK territory. So he got a big prop. But he said it's been a year since, you know, they spoke when he was going in for surgery. That's the last time he was in a Scottish crowd. He got a big ovation. He talked about being a British wrestler. He sucked up to the fans. He talked about how he's wrestled all over the UK. He talked about wrestling on the weekends, and he worked on the days, no days off of wrestling. He flew the flag to the UK. He wants to show the UK we're the best wrestle. This is what this entire storyline has been built off of. Showing, and Will Ospreay said this to Kenny Omega right in the beginning of their feud. Let's go show them that this is where the best wrestle. That does not cut it for me. But anyway, I digress. He said, when you think of the best in the world, it's hard to look past AEW, the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega. Will Ospreay said, Kenny isn't here tonight. Will said nobody respects Omega more than anybody. He said he respects Omega more than anybody. And Will said that he has been better than Omega in the last decade. He basically ended up talking about how he's going to beat Kenny Omega at All In this Sunday and bring the AEW World Championship back to the UK for his friends, his mom, his boy, his wife, all that stuff. I liked it. Again, it's been a long journey for Will Ospreay. They've been posting the videos the last few weeks about his recovery from surgery and his, you know, kind of journey about coming back to AEW. I think I personally liked Will Ospreay on the mic. I know a lot of people don't. I know, Hoss, you're not the biggest Will Ospreay fan on the mic, but I think he's improved in the last few years slowly. I think when we first saw him, especially first saw him signed to AEW, he looked a little nervous, looked a little uncomfortable. But I think now it's gone a little bit better. But again, this should have been one last face-to-face. That is why I asked the question earlier why Kenny wasn't here. And that's why I don't agree with it. We could have gotten one last face-to-face. Now, I like Ospreay going out there and cutting the crowd in front of his quote-unquote people. And I don't mind him going out there and maybe if he wants to get some last shit off his chest before, you know, the biggest match of his career. I can buy that, but this still should have been one last face-to-face. Hoss, what did you think about Ospreay's promo? What did you think about what he said? It was just to get the UK fans hyped up for his match at All In.
If Will Ospreay was going for a UK title, if he was going for the British national championship, if you will, this would be a great rah-rah promo. I would give him a 5 sabers for that promo. But you're going for the world championship, and you are catering too much to the house in this promo. He started rattling off names that I've never heard of in my life. And like, I can't follow. And that could just be a me thing. But I know many people that are here in America and probably worldwide that don't know the British or the UK wrestling scene. They're saying the same thing. Who the hell is Will Ospreay talking about? Like, this company, when they do these promos like this, when they try to get real spirited, they go too long. This is what I'm talking about. You going too long. Like Will could have got the crowd going rah rah instead of going with the inside UK baseball of saying such and such names, because that's when you lose people. But this promo was actually one of his better ones. And the thing about Will Ospreay, he's a very socially awkward man. So he can't really read the room when he gives these promos. And that's why he will never be one of my favorites, because he can't really direct the crowd as they need to be. He could give you a nice, good football speech, if you know what I'm talking about. If people watch American football, they know what I'm talking about. Like if you're in the huddle, and your guy trying to get you going, that's the type of stuff Will Ospreay was trying to do. And that's why I say this is one of his better promos. So I give him 3.5 of Sabres for this. It was actually decent. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I would give it a 3 Sabres as well. Again, I think he's gotten better at his promos over the last few years. But there's absolutely no excuse for your world champion not to be on the Go Home show. And I'm going to stress that because this could have been so much better, in my opinion. It wasn't bad, but I know Kenny's not the greatest on the mic, but like you said, some of these, who's Kenny? Where's Kenny? I think Hoss, one last face-to-face interaction before their match on Sunday could have helped, in my opinion, especially if Ospreay would have said the stuff he said out here to Kenny. Why not?
Yeah, because when he said about his son, he said he gonna need to find a new hero after you beat me. That's something you say to the man's face. Because I will say this, Kenny Omega is not the greatest promo in my eyes either, but he was very entertaining. Well, very is a very strong word. he was mildly entertaining last week. That's the best I've seen Omega give a promo in that sit down since I've been watching this company. I will say that. So he was mildly entertaining, and he needed to follow that up this week. And this is where it falls flat. This is like last year during the Cena run in the WWE, when he would go missing for like a few weeks at he had Cody Rhodes trying to carry the promo by himself. This is that same type of deal here with Will Ospreay trying to do the heavy lifting. And you shouldn't have asked your cohort, the number one contender, to just carry the build by himself going into the show. So that makes Kenny Omega look like a mega douche. But maybe since he's showing heel tendencies, that may have been the intent. That may have been the intent to piss people off going into All In. Are we not being too smart out here, Chris? Are we not being the smart marks? Is Tony Khan going over our heads? Is he actually trying to do something to piss people off with his champion?
Listen, Kenny wanted to stay home and play Street Fighter, and he said, "I'll see you guys in the UK on fucking Sunday." I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea why this guy's not there. I don't think that is, I don't think Tony, whatever. Because in my opinion, him kind of showing heel tendencies feels forced.
It is.
We saw no heel tendencies the entire fucking year. Not a single tease, nothing. But no, Tony Khan was too scared to make Ospreay the heel. Imagine if Ospreay would have done this tonight as the fucking heel. This would have been great television, in my opinion. But it is what it is. I'm not going to get started with that because I already gave my rant about that during our redemption preview show or review show, which you guys can go back and check out. But I digress. We're gonna see Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega this Sunday, Hoss. We will review it. We will give our predictions about it later on in the show. It should be a 5-star banger, as the wrestling community likes to throw out nowadays. So we'll move on to maybe a match that you could consider that. It was a good TV match. Claudio versus Jon Moxley for the semifinals of the Continental Cup. They did I can't stand when this company does this shit where they're outside of the ring and they just barely get in before the 10 count. I hate that. You can see the referee taking his good ass time, yada yada. Long story short, it wasn't a bad match. There was a lot of action, especially to start the beginning of the match. Towards the end of the match, Moxley just hit a stomp, followed up with the Death Rider for a 2 count, and then Moxley put Claudio in a sleeper. Claudio passes out. Moxley gets the win. The match went about 15 to 16 minutes. Moxley will be in the finals for the Continental Cup, which I don't know why. I don't think your Continental champion should be in a Continental Championship or tournament, whatever. But it was a fun match. Again, two guys who they're in the same group. They know each other very well. Moxley gets a lot of TV matches, so I'm not even surprised he got a 15-minute match out of this. I'd give it a 3. I'd give it a 3 Saber. It was a good match. I think the fans got into it. They're both a part of the same clique, so it was good to see some action between them. But again, I don't like Moxley being in the finals. I don't like him even being in the tournament. I think Claudio actually should have maybe gotten the upset to go into All In, but they're not going to have this show without their prestigious Mr. Moxley. So it is what it is. Hoss, what do you think about the match? What do you think about Moxley being in the finals for the Continental Cup? We know he's going against Nigel McGuinness. I will talk about his match with Kyle later on in the show, but what did you think about this result here?
I enjoyed this match a lot. I really did. And until the finish, I was willing to go almost up to 4 1/4 Sabres. But when we got that bulldog choke finish, I'm like, man, we're killing matches like this. This is where Moxley kills his matches. When you actually have someone that's bigger than you, that actually you had Moxley was up here wrestling from underneath most of the match. This was a Claudio exhibition. Like Claudio got all his big stuff in. Like he got that neutralizer in, got that European uppercut in a few times. He big swung Moxley multiple times, even outside into the barricade. That was a very good spot. But the bulldog choke, it's a bad finisher. Like it's bad. Like I would have rather it took multiple Death Riders or multiple paradigm shift to take down Claudio, because this is a personal matter. Because the angle going in was this is Death Rider versus Death Rider. Maybe you got the head honcho versus his first lieutenant, if you will. That's the angle going into this match. And I was thoroughly entertained until that finish, because if you go back, I know people who watched it with us. If you go back and watch how the bulldog choke was put on, it looks like Moxley could barely get his arm around Claudio's neck. So it's kind of hard to sell that bulldog choke as is. But when you barely can get your bicep and your triceps over the guy's neck, it's a hard sell. So I'm going to give this 4 Sabres. Like I would have went close to 4.5 maybe if we had a better finish. But I give it 4. This is the best match of the night to me. I enjoyed it until the finish.
You know what? I think the match was better than the main event. I'll give you that. I think it's funny when Moxley does try to do that little chokehold now, because ever since I've seen the video of him getting tapped out to that guy and him doing judo, I just can't get that image out of him. I just can't. When I see Moxley doing submission holds, I'm just like, oh my god, we're really Claudio, a big man's gonna tap to the plumber. It was a good match though. I agree with you guys. I don't like I can't stand them being outside of the ring for when they do that 9 count. I don't like that. But they started out very intense. Like Claudio got that early pinfall attempt, which was okay. They do that. So I like that. It flowed better than the main event in my opinion. So yes, I don't like Moxley being in the match, but it is what it is. I will get into those predictions because I almost just gave you my prediction there, and I don't want to do that. We want to get over this show real quick because Hoss, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to these all-in predictions. Oh yes. So we're gonna talk about this real quick here. Other match we had after that. Again, I don't understand the Bucks and Adam Copeland versus the Don Callis family, Brian Cage, Jake Doyle, Rocky Romero. Copeland and Jake Doyle started things off. Both had, of course, collar and elbow tie-ups early on. Towards the later in the match, some highlights. Brian Cage lift up Nick Jackson, but the latter drops with the Hurricane Rana from the rope. Adam Copeland tagged himself in, did a bunch of bullshit to everybody in the Don Callis family. The Bucks take down Brian Cage. They did a super kick to Rocky Romero before hitting dives on Jake Doyle and Brian Cage. Adam Copeland hit a spear on Rocky Romero to get the win. The match went about 10 minutes long. I mean, it felt like a 6-man squash match, in my opinion.
That's exactly what this was.
It did go a little bit long, but these are the weakest members of the Don Callis family. They rotate all 3 of these guys, when they want to take the job for 6-man tags. I don't know why. Again, Why is he teaming with the Bucks? Why are they teaming together? This is the same shit we had last week. The only thing we've gotten between these two was a sit down with Renee Paquette a few weeks ago. Again, I'm tired of these fucking backstage sit downs building up to your biggest show of the year. It was a fine match. I'm gonna give it a two saber. It was a squash match. The Bucks did it was just for everybody to get their spicks in, double super kicks with the spear, and they gave us the lowest members of the Don Callis family. Not my favorite match of the night, Hoss. I'd give it a two saber.
I give him 3. And my biggest problem with these type of matches is the both sides never match tier wise, and I'll break it down like this. We have main event taggers as the Bucks and Cope going against guys that are way lower on the card with the back guys of the Don Callis family, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like they don't match on the card. So when you do these trios matches, you already know who's going to win. That's the bad predictability. Like, all predictability is not bad, but this is the bad version of it because you know who's going to win. There was no surprise factor here because Tony did not want neither one of these people to be pinned at all. So we saw a short match. I will say the best thing about it was the aftermath that we're going to get into. But Cope in the Bucks, they did match their gear. They looked fly out there. I would give they all matching their lime green and black. That was a nice look. I liked it. They seemed like they were on point going into the match. Like, we're gonna wreck shit. We're gonna look good doing it, and we're gonna get along. But as we finna get into the aftermath, the match was okay. It was just okay. But I just, in the future, when we get to these trios matches, because we know how Tony Khan loves his party trio matches.
Loves it.
I just want matching on the card. I want to actually think that the other side has a chance of winning. Mm-hmm. When I saw Brian Cage and Rocky Romero,
all you gotta see is Brian Cage. That dude doesn't get a win ever.
He looks like he should win every damn week. How he
lost to Darby.
Exactly. You see the matching on the card. Well, this is where we play with kayfabe. We say, "Oh, it's dead," and then we get up here on the cards and be like, Darby Allin, Brian Cage, Copeland, Rocky Romero, the young bucks up here. The rest of the Don Callis family outside of Kyle Fletcher and Okada and whatever.
Maybe Kevin Knight.
Maybe Kevin Knight. But yes, I don't want to complain too much about that. The match was fine. It's just those are the criticisms, the little criticisms that we have when it comes to us. If you're going to make us watch the party match, because we know what they're for, they're to get everybody on the card. That's what these things are really for. So the match was, I give it 3 sabers, but let's get to the aftermath, Chris.
Yes, the aftermath that Hoss is talking about. I know he wants to give his thoughts about that. Post-match, Christian Cage made his entrance to support Adam Copeland. Cage had a brace on his fake, he had a brace on his fake left wrist injury and had his AEW tag team title on his shoulder. Cage told the Bucks to sit down and shut up. Christian claimed that the Bucks were influential, but they were not legends like Edge. I'm just going to say Edge and Christian because Cage, I have on my notes Cage and Cope, and that always confuses the shit out of me. It's not a dream match. It's another day in the office for him. Christian said that they'll find out the difference between influence and legendary. Matt Jackson said they've named matches and pay-per-views after them. Matt wondered if they ever named the company after them. Legend. The fans cheered. Matt said they accidentally super kicked Christian last week, but if Christian keeps talking to them, it won't be an accident. Christian kicked Matt in the groin with a low blow. So Nick super kicked Christian and Edge hit a spear on Nick. Edge was frustrated that he had to do that. Again, I didn't mind it. It continues to at least further the story. Christian Cage is still being that douchebag he was a few years ago, sorta, even though he's in a babyface tag team, especially his tag team partner. It's going to be a good match at All In. Again, we'll talk about that. I'll put a pause on that for now. But Hoss, what you think about the aftermath? I didn't mind the aftermath. It finally gave them a little tension. And I liked it. They're going to find out the difference between influential and legendary. I thought that wasn't a bad line because I think the Bucks they want to prove to these legends that, we started a whole fucking company. We're one of the biggest tag teams that never had to go to WWE. I actually didn't mind that exchange they had there, especially when Christian says, I'm going to show you the difference between legendary and influential. I like that. I actually didn't think that was bad.
My question is, when he says, did they name a company after you? When in All Elite Wrestling, where does it say Young Bucks anywhere in there? That's what threw me off. Like, what in their storied history, have they ever been called All Elite Young Bucks? Has it been
The
Young
All
Buck
Elite
Wrestling?
Bucks, all Bucks wrestling.
That's what it's called. So I would have struck back.
Well,
like
no,
that
Hoss, I'm gonna be the sicko. Their group name is called the Elite.
Okay, all right. I will buy that. I will buy that because I'm gonna say if you weren't here 7 years ago, if you just got into this company like I did just a few years ago, what the hell you're not called All Elite Wrestling. So that kind of threw me off.
Yeah,
but I buy what you're saying, Mr. Sicko. I buy it.
I'm just saying what the sickos would say.
I know you that's you playing sicko's advocate right there. I get it.
Oh yeah, sicko. See, this is what happens when we talk about AEW. They give us the fucking vocabulary that you didn't even know could exist.
But since this aftermath was fine, since we got people giving heel tendencies. Well, Christian hit Matt in the balls. Does that make them the heel team now? Are they heel champions just like Kenny Omega? Because if they're not heel champions, are the Young Bucks heels by proxy because they are elite with Kenny Omega, who's heel right now? You see the mind game.
But they're going against heel factions when they're doing these 6-man tags together.
Yes, it melts.
It makes no fucking sense.
It melts your brain. Like that's the nonsensical makings of this company. But we're not going to dwell too much on that. The aftermath, I will give the aftermath a 3.5 sabers. It furthered some tension. It got the dream match in people's heads going. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna pick a side now. I don't want to be with the asshole Christian. He kicked him in the balls. Oh, I don't want to be with the Bucks. They're not strong like Cope. He just speared the hell out of Nick Jackson. So it made you pick a side. I like that because they're both going into these matches faces, which we both hate here. We hate the face on face interaction.
Hate it.
And people are like, man, you're too old school. Just watch the graps. Just watch the wrestling. I will not just watch the wrestling. I want some sensical things in my wrestling. But okay, I'm not gonna go too deep into that. But this was okay. This was fine. 3.5 sabers.
Yes.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was fine. Again, I think they do have a point where Christian Cage says, I think the Young Bucks are influential, but the Edge and Christian are fucking legends. I actually thought that line was a good line, and that actually makes me want to see the match just a tiny bit more. So
Chris,
that's the goal. Ultimately.
You got to stop pissing off the sicko. You were just a sicko advocate. This is strike 2, pal. The first time was the shirt. The second time, now you call them by their dead name. You're dead naming Cope and Christian. You're calling them Edge and Christian. See, you cannot play with the sickos like this, Chris. That's strike 2. You better not strike out, pal. Don't strike out.
I can't stand say Adam Copeland. I just don't like that. He'll always, sorry, sickos, he will always be Edge to me. I don't give a fuck what any of it. He's Adam Copeland. Oh, he was going to retire in AEW so Edge can go kick rocks. Edge is my guy.
Chris, you're dead naming them, Chris. You're dead naming. You're not respecting their autonomy, Chris.
Christian was the same. He was Christian in WWE. He just didn't have the cage.
See, he's more badass in AEW, Chris. You got to throw that cage on there. He wasn't the asshole father.
I was gonna say he wasn't that asshole father. Yeah. Oh yeah. I like what Cope and Cage are doing.
Before we move on, please bring the Nick Wayne Christian Cage beef back. Please bring, because I actually like Nick Wayne. It's time.
I just want to see more Mama Wayne.
Later on. If you watch ROH, they've dropped her. I think Mama Wayne's at home now. I watched Death Before Dishonor, and Nick Wayne hasn't appeared with Mama Wayne in a while, and it hurts my heart because I believe mothers should be represented at all times. You should have the mother there at all times. It is the matriarchy, so why are we not representing Mama Wayne at all times? That's see. I want the mothers on television. You know how we used to have the chunky soup commercials with Diamond McNabb? You remember those?
Yes.
You see Jaden Daniels with his mother on the chunky soup commercials. Bring back the mothers in wrestling. Bring them back.
Just like Shelton. Shelton Benjamin.
Yes.
And his mother from the mid 2000s when they had that storyline there.
See the times that we're putting the mothers over in the Dynamite Bros. We're putting them over.
Shout out to the moms, man. It's not even Mother's Day.
It's not, but bring Mama Wayne back. But yes,
bring Mama Wayne back. Shout out to our good friend Marie Shadows from the Squared Circle podcast. Thank you, Marie, for joining us here on a Thursday afternoon to listen to us talk about some AEW. AEW on a Thursday afternoon. So we appreciate it. If we butcher any of these, I hope there's no New Japan guys, but if there's anything New Japan or whatever, you will be able to help us out. So thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us on a Thursday afternoon. Real quick before we talk about the, in my opinion, the good stuff. Well, the only good stuff, whatever. Willow Nightingale was supposed to make her entrance for a match, but Mercedes was backstage beating her up with a steel chair. Willow was selling a left hand injury. Apparently it is rumor, or it was Tony Khan said it in the media call this morning. Somebody asked him about Willow Nightingale. She is apparently dealing with a legit injury, but she really wants to compete against Mercedes Moné at All In. She doesn't want to let anybody down. She feels like she could do it. I'm going to put a pin on my prediction, but Hoss, what do you think about Willow Nightingale walking into All In, with a legit left-hand injury there?
I don't care for it. Like you say it's legit. This is not a kayfabe injury.
According to the media call this morning, it is not a kayfabe injury.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna be we come to All In. I'm gonna be drunk like Tekla used to be. Shout out to Tekla. I wish she was back on my television. But Tekla spoke the truth. She said, I don't even think she was injured. So I think the dirt sheets are lying to us again. I believe they're trying to build Mercedes up even stronger for All In, and they're trying to make Willow even though she's the champion, they're trying to make her the underdog in here by giving her another kayfabe injury. If you remember, she was injured with the TBS title going against Lana Cross. What was that? Dynasty? Was that Dynasty or was that Revolution? Which one was that?
Was it? It was where she got hurt?
Yeah, she got hurt. She was hurt going into the match in the pre-show, and she barely won. She won with a schoolboy or a schoolgirl against Lena Cross. I think it was at Dynasty, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I know they had a Revolution.
Okay, but yeah, I love Willow. I'm tired of them playing with Willow's top with these injuries because I don't know if they're real or they're fake. I don't understand it because I don't need them lying on my babyface champion. But I don't buy this injury. I don't. And with this segment, I give the segment three sabers because I'm tired of Mercedes Moné moving like she's this big ass woman. If anybody knows when it comes to anime, if you go back and watch how First Form Frieza was beating the life out of Goku, it's a weird looking dynamic because Mercedes Moné is a wee woman, a wee size woman, and she up here just beating the living hell out of Willow Nightingale, who has some size to her. Like you would think Willow was built like Penelope Ford. The way that Mercedes is just throwing her across everywhere. She didn't call her a dumb bitch this time. She didn't. Another phrase that she took from Tekla. She took it from Tekla. Put her back on TV, please. But yes, Mercedes, I just can't. This is how you play with kayfabe. I know they say Mercedes Moné may be the best female wrestler of all time, and that's up for debate.
Who the fuck says that?
As many of these sickos said.
Who in their right mind says Mercedes Moné is one of the best female? You said the best or one of the best?
They say the best of all time. GOAT. They're calling her GOAT.
She's not even the best wrestler in AEW.
They're calling her GOAT, pal.
Tony Storm is.
They're calling her GOAT.
Who in their right fucking mind thinks Mercedes? I'm not even saying this because I don't like her. Okay, who in their right mind you could put her up there in this generation? Absolutely. One of the first women of her people to main event WrestleMania. She's main evented WrestleMania with Bianca. She's a big part of this company. Like, I'm not going to discredit her resume. You could argue if she's top 10 of this generation, but of all time, yeah, Chris, not even fucking close.
Right. Chris,
she's not even the best wrestler of AEW history.
Don't kill the messenger, Chris. I'm just telling you what they said. when I heard a sicko in the streets. Do you know the sound they gave me when they said about Mercedes Moné?
Oh my God! So these people are real. You saw them in
Yeah,
the street.
yes, these are real people.
These people. Oh my
Chris,
God! I didn't even tell you about fucking Collision.
Oh, wait, we gonna get into it because
I didn't even tell you about my experience with Collision.
Yes, but
I was there for an hour and 15 minutes.
We gonna get into it before we get off the rails.
Mike Bailey 6-man match.
Yes, but yeah,
oh
I'm
my
telling
God.
you, the sickos in the street when they bring up Mercedes Moné, do you know the sound they make, Chris? They don't give you intelligible words. They give you sounds. They do this. They go like bah. They say Mercedes Moné go like bah. That's what they do, and it freaked me the hell out. But I knew what it meant. They say
you know what I would tell to all those people right now.
What was that?
Let me say it one more time.
But Chris,
and to those people, just like Kev says,
you just made the list.
Fuck you. You made the list for being banned.
Chris, exactly. But yes, the people are saying it. I don't agree with it, but we might come to that in a future episode. But we have a request from our seats in the chat. They want to hear about the experience from Collision, Chris. Marie wants to hear about it. She wants to hear about the decorum of the sickos on Saturdays. Let us know about it.
Okay. So I went to Collision this Saturday. I said it. I've had this planned for a while now. So one of my closest people in my life, they know somebody that was working the show, and they know I'm a wrestling fan, specifically AEW. They asked if I wanted to come. I said sure. It was only 30 minutes away. I got there. We didn't go there like people like to wait at the door like 6:30. We got there like 7:45. Like that's when we got there. We actually kind of got quick because parking there I apologize. I actually am I spend a lot of time in Reading, PA as a kid, so I can say this, and I mean no disrespect. It's very ghetto. So finding a lot of crime is where this arena is located. So I didn't want to leave my car in a whatever. So I took me a little bit to find the parking. So me and my girlfriend, we go. And we were like not on the floor, but like a few rows up on the floor facing this way. So like we didn't have to like turn our heads like one way or the other. The entire Hardcam sign was dead. It's not just the shit you see online. There was nobody on that Hardcam side.
Oh, okay.
There were a few people, but like you saw the time, like they were probably working the event. So I stayed I left, what was it? The Shelton Benjamin. What was it? Whatever Mike Bailey was in. I left right after that. I didn't stay for the main event. So they opened the show. They had Orange Cassidy and who was the other fucking match? Because I went to the bathroom at like 8:20 because I was spending so much time. What was the first match, Hoss? You didn't watch it.
I watched it. I don't remember the first match. What I think it was one of those Continental Cup matches.
I didn't see the first match.
It was one of the Continental Cup matches, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was it Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy?
Oh shit! Let me Google it real quick. Fuck. How do I not remember this shit? Well, I went to the bathroom like 8:20. So I didn't see my girlfriend had to go piss. I had to go fucking piss.
It might have been Claudio and Daniel Garcia.
No, because I came back right when the Megan Bain match was started. So okay, it was Kyle O'Reilly versus Orange Cassidy. That was the first match because I came back and Megan Bain and Lana Cross were in the ring. Like when I came back to my seat. So I stayed for that, and then I saw and then I left right after the speedball match.
Okay.
It was speedball. No, it was it was speedball and somebody else. It was speedball and Commander versus I think it was Nick Wayne and Ciampa. I left right after that.
Chris, before you finish,
because because people were leaving, I was parked in a very weird spot. So I stayed for that match. I saw a few vignettes. I saw Jay White's thing where he said he'll challenge, and then I saw the Hurt Syndicate and Lee Moriarty. But I went to go get, my girlfriend wanted to go get popcorn. So I was like kind of talking to some people next to me during that match. They were coming out of town. This is their first AEW show, to whatever. But I was there for like an hour and 15 minutes. I got in for free. I did pay for parking and I did pay for the food that the popcorn that I got. But it was a weird environment. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to sound like a hater because we're trying to get past that. But some of the fans there were they loved what they were watching. That's the nicest way I could put it. And it's like there was like three people above me, like 3 rows above me, a guy, 2 guys, and some lady. One of the guys is his wife or girlfriend, whatever. They were cheering for everything. Like they were like, oh my God, like we want to, like, I was like, good for you. But my girlfriend got kind of bored. It was late. We just didn't know what to expect, but it wasn't bad. Again, I wish I would have had a longer experience, because Collision just feels like a low budget indie show, bro. That's what it felt. It felt like I was at an indie show. I'm not kidding.
I got a very funny thing to add on top of that. Now, you say you left during the Mike Bailey Commander match.
I left right after the match was over. As soon as the pinfall was over, my girlfriend gave me the keys out of her bag and we left.
Okay. I was watching this while you were there. I was at my granddad's nightclub. And yes, and I had Collision on. My uncle, he says, nephew, what's that you watching?
God, I'm picturing this in my head right now.
I say, that's wrestling. That's how we talk down here.
Yep, I know.
So he said, nephew, that ain't wrestling. That's the circus. Now, mind you this.
I'm picturing this. I'm picturing your uncle in my fucking head right now, thinking of what I think he looks like. Hey, yo, nephew, what the fuck is this shit?
That's exactly what he was saying, because he over there drinking gin. I'm a few beers in, and I got this on. I'm like, it's Saturday night. Why not? We ain't got football to watch. He's
somebody you would go up to and be like, yo, OG.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He fits the demographic that we talk about. The wrestling demographic that view it. He's the 50 over crowd. And he said this with a straight face. He said, nephew, that ain't wrestling. That's the circus. And when I look up and see who's on the TV at the time, it's Mike Bailey and Commander doing dual hurricanranas.
I did see that. My girlfriend doesn't like AEW. Because she doesn't know any, mind you, she does not give a fuck about wrestling. She watches it because it's my shit. She cannot stand when I put on AEW. She doesn't like the blood and all that stuff that comes with it. But like she even knows it looks very low budget. That's what she said, because she's like she works in like production and all that stuff. So like she just didn't like that, kind of threw her off. And some of the stuff didn't make sense. Like some of the stuff doesn't make sense with like the WWE when she says like why, but like she like knows these people. Like she knows a Seth Rollins, she knows a Roman Reigns, and she calls CM Punk Tony Hawk. Like she has nicknames for a lot of these guys in WWE, and she just who's like, I don't know how to explain it, because like when she watches WWE, she's like, oh. Like, at least like some of these characters, like a CM Punk, like they'll say something like, oh, okay. Like with AEW, she doesn't care about the wrestling. She doesn't know what a Hurricane Run is. She doesn't know what a fucking collar elbow tie up is. So she got bored.
Chris,
they didn't give us give the casual fan that I was with anything to get interested in. No segment, no nothing. It was continental matches. And she said, can we go? I was like, sure.
Chris, I'm going to do you one better. Now, I told you with the All In last year, right? I took
yes. At least you went to the biggest show of the year.
No, I'm going to tell you. It could cost you a relationship. I'm going to tell you this why.
God.
Oh, because I was with my girlfriend at the time. I took her to All In. And mind you, this show was 6 damn hours. 6 hours. She was already she was ready to tap out. When we got to the Mercedes Tony match, she was ready to tap out then. When John Moxley pulled out that fork in the main event, she was done, pal. She couldn't watch it anymore. She was completely finished, pal. And then I do you another one better. The bed of nails. She couldn't handle it. And then the end of the match, this is how I'm up here exposing a woman who doesn't watch wrestling on the regular. She sees a man get hung to finish the match. Yes, she sees a live hanging. There was a lynching in Texas with two white men.
Is she black?
Yes, she's black, Chris. Yes, she's black.
Yeah, that's not good.
Our two black asses up there watching two white men get lynched.
It's like one of those things like, yo, let me show you what I like. And then she's like, this is what you watch?
Yes.
And then she's like, oh, dude, that's
mind you, she smelled the place. The smell, it didn't smell that great when we was down there at Globe Life. There were musty people down there. I would say that.
I fortunately didn't deal with that at Collision. Maybe I wasn't there long enough.
The
people that I was around actually were okay. There a couple of them were with their kids, but the guy that I was talking to when my girlfriend went to go to the bathroom, he didn't give me like regular sicko neck beard. He was just a dude that liked their AEW.
Yeah. And I did meet a friend there. I wish I got his name. The guy was very interesting because we talked do most of the show. But yes, this like if you go to an AEW show, to the sickos that are watching this right now, if you are dating and you have this girlfriend of mine, we were together for a nice good time. So this was a long standing relationship at the time. If you are just going for the first time, if you like say this is like a first date, or maybe you're 90 days in, I'll even give you 180 days in. Don't do it. Do not take your gal to see an AEW show. Don't do it. Please don't. Because I'm telling you,
nope.
if you like Chris was there for an hour and a half. I was there for 6 fucking hours. You will cause a war, a rift in that relationship. You will not get the things that you want out of the relationship, whatever those things are. You know what I mean? So whatever those things are, you will go to war behind it. Do not do it.
Trust me. Trust us, man. We know.
Just go to the bar. Go bowling.
We know.
Go do an archery. I don't care. Mini golf. Do not go to an AEW show with you better have a long in the tooth relationship, pal. That's all I'm saying. You better be close to marriage, damn near. I'm telling you this because she will hate you for the next 4 hours. She'll love you in the morning. In the words of Scarface, she'll love you in the morning. But after that show, 3 to 4 hours, she's gonna hate your fucking guts. But let's get this show back on the road. I
agree.
But yes,
I agree. You guys,
we're doing the sickos a favor, please.
We're doing that. Please don't. Again, I'm thankful. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 4 years now. So I remember her real quick. We're gonna get back. I remember when we watched the first ever All In.
Mm-hmm.
We had it on. This is like when we first started hanging out. And seriously, I guess. And she was just like, "What the fuck?" She thought it was WrestleMania. And then she quickly realized, oh, this is nothing like a WrestleMania because she actually has a brother who once in a while him and his friends would turn on the WrestleMania. So she was like, yeah, do your girl a favor. Don't take her to any wrestling, period. Just don't take her to any fucking wrestling. Anyway, speaking of women in wrestling, we had MJF finally. Oh my God, something good. Oof, I miss this man. The AEW World House. We had an AEW World Champion on the show.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh, and we gotta say it before you get to it. How you know?
How you know?
Yeah. How you know he your champion? How you know?
The former AEW World Champion made his. He wore his entrance of the world title. He had with the OTC. Did you see that? Did you see the OTC on AEW Dynamite?
You struck out, pal. You struck out. That's 3 strikes, Chris.
True champion, the real OTC. MJF is in the fucking building in Scotland. He says Andrade. Well, MJF claimed Andrade, Andrew, as MJF called him, wasn't there tonight. MJF said he couldn't do what Andrade does, and said finding a hot woman is impossible as MJF is preparing to take a photo with the woman. Andrade shows up behind him and says, "How you know?" Andrade punched MJF. They went to fighting in the ring. MJF managed to break quick freely. MJF held his version of the AEW World title and said he's the champion. Andrade held up his plastic international championship. This was dumb. This was to promote this gauntlet match, and these two should be going up against each other one-on-one. But let's throw them ones up for the OTC MJF, baby. Hold on. See, that deserves a horn. That deserves
you struck
a
out,
special
Chris.
horn.
You struck out. See, I'm for the sickos right now. I'm going to beat your head in because you keep bringing up these references from that badass company from over there. How dare you? This is a Dynamite segment, sir. How dare you bring up that big piss-ass company from Stanford? See, I am with the sickos on this one. You will not get away with this, sir. You will not. We're going to be just like the Acme cartoons. I'm going to blow up your shit with the Dynamite that we talked about.
I could have struck it out earlier in the show.
You struck out.
Because I could have brought up Will Ospreay going on Ariel Helwani and fucking, WWE film sucks. Yeah. I could have been struck it out.
You talking about our future world champion, bruv. How dare you?
Yeah, the future world champion. I'm not even gonna get into that. We'll probably do that Sunday after he wins. After he wins, I'll go on my little rant from his Ariel show. But in all seriousness, Hoss, I thought with his OTC true champion, that's gotta sting.
It does. It does.
That's gotta sting for the feds.
It does because you're trying to get something off on them, but this is beneath MJF. I would say this is beneath him.
This is so
even though he's a master heel, he's beneath this. This is the brain rot we live for as wrestling fans. You're seeing one true champion. We know what the fuck you're getting at. We know exactly what you're getting at. So stop playing. Stop this. This is what the internet talks about. Man, it's all in week, and yet everybody in this company that are heavy hitters are alluding to the damn big pissant company in Stanford. They keep doing it. They cannot keep the other letters out of their damn mouths.
To be fair, Ariel does ask these fucking questions. Did you ever get an offer from the WWE?
Well, of course he gonna ask these questions.
Of course,
this would get clicks.
Of course, Ariel's the best in the game right now. He's the only one that's not afraid to ask these fucking questions. I wish Chris Van Fleet would be more like that. Anyway,
you know what? The next time I go to AEW, I'm gonna walk in like Sting. I'm gonna paint my bat. I'm gonna just walk in like Sting. They're gonna call Homeland Security on me for walking in with a damn bat, but I'm gonna do
You're
it.
not Black Sting.
I'm gonna do it.
Tony, they're gonna point you on the camera. And, oh my God, it's Sting.
Yes, I'm gonna paint my bat. I'm gonna paint my face. I'm gonna get a little fake gray beard. I'm like, yes.
I'm gonna be Puerto Rican Sting. I'm Puerto Rican Sting. I'll go up there with the Puerto Rican flag Sting face paint. Sting, cabron.
We gotta get back on track. We off the rails.
Oh my God, off the rails. But yes, we will see. Hey, that was Andrade. Shout out to Andrade. We will see a little bit from Andrade and MJF. We'll talk about that later on. Whatever, because we still got predictions. That's when our bread and butter is going to start. Nigel McGuinness versus Kyle O'Reilly. Hoss, I know you had a lot to say about this before we went on the air.
Oh, I got a great
Nigel McGuinness. Nigel McGuinness defeats Kyle O'Reilly in a match in a dungeon, or a London dungeon. That's the move. It's called the London Dungeon. Hoss, you had a lot to say about this match. The floor is yours, brother. Give it to me. What'd you think about this?
Okay, this match bored the hell out of me. If you are a person who loves this type of wrestling, I don't think I want to kick it with you in public, pal. I'm gonna say that because you don't know entertainment. If you want to see two men rolling around, touching each other, steady grabbing some limbs, putting cross faces over their teeth, a whole lot of touching, it looked sensual almost. That's how bad this was. Men just rolling on mats. It was gross, grotesque. I'd rather not ever see something like that again. You're going to be like, oh, that's British wrestling, bruv. Well, you know what? Keep that shit over there. Don't bring that shit across my waters over here because we scream 1776 over here, pal. We do not want that British-ass bullshit wrestling over here. That's why William Regal did not get over like y'all thought he was going to do over here because that shit is boring. That is not entertaining. I cut my television on late night to watch real graps, in the words of the sickos. And you know what I see for the Continental Cup? I see two technical midgets. That's what I see. I see an old 50-year-old wrestler. No disrespect to my 50-year-old demographic that watched the show. You're not supposed to be up here doing these moves. We got the announcer who's making the comeback story of the fucking year in a tournament that's not even makes sense. But yeah, as we see, Tony Khan is burying all his fucking talent with this 50-year-old announcer beating everybody's brains in. Your former trios champion in Kyle O'Reilly, Nigel McGuinness, makes him tap out. Hechicero, the reigning CMLL champion, makes him tap the hell out with one leg. The man is hopping on one leg. 50-year-old Hopper is burying the roster where the best wrestle. I rest my case, Chris. This match was an abomination, but I will, for the people who enjoy this type of bullshit, I will give them 3.5 sabers because they clearly.
You're being way too fucking nice.
No, I'm saying I'm for the people who enjoy this type of wrestling, because I didn't at all. For me, this was just a straight one. Because they shouldn't have got past the entrances with me. Truth be told, they both be fucking fired. Like, just honestly, be fucking fired. Because if you think that's entertainment, bruh, you in the wrong business. Get out of here. Get out. But yes, I would never watch this again. I don't ever want to see another Nigel McGuinness match. But yet, we have to live through one on Sunday.
Hoss, you know, we are going to have to go to the bathroom and make food at some point. Just have that be your match.
I'm going to tell you this. The placement of the card of this match, it's going to be at a time where I'm going to be full drunk and I'm not even going to want to move. And I'm going to be like, you know, I got to sit through this because we got to sit through fucking a bulldog choke, probably multiple bulldog chokes from Moxley. And we're going to have whatever counter that Nigel McGuinness, because you know he's going to count about 100 times. That match is going to go at least 15 minutes, maybe even 20. And I'm going to be like, God,
it's going
damn,
to
finished.
Yes.
Sir.
They're going to call it technical grabs. Marie, I apologize. I just want to let you know that I think Zack Sabre Jr. fucking sucks.
Sucks.
I think he's terrible.
Awful.
I'm surprised he's not. He'll be in the gauntlet match, by the way.
See, Marie wants me to hurt myself here on camera. She wants me, if we're talking about Zack Sabre and Nigel McGuinness,
I swear if I see if Tomohiro Ishii comes out at fucking All In in the gauntlet match or anything, I'm throwing hell. I want you to hit me with that fucking bat.
I'm going to give myself a fucking concussion.
Okay, Marie does. Okay, good. Marie is agree with my statement. Yes, Zack Sabre Jr. sucks. I think he's one of the worst British wrestlers I've ever seen around there, but I will
keep out of the hospital, love. This is what he tells Kenny Omega after.
I hated his match with. I love everything that Bryan Danielson does, and I fucking hated his shit with Zack Sabre Jr. That was terrible, terrible. Anything. Speaking of not terrible, but whatever. The women's. We had a women's 6-man tag team match. Megan Bayne, Lana Cross, and the CMLL women's champion Persephone versus the Brawling Birds, Alex Windsor, and the TBS champion Maya World.
What's their name, Chris? What's their name? The Brawling what?
The Brawling Birds.
I'll call them the Brawling Broads, but you go ahead.
Oh, I don't know why they're not that. That's actually more better than birds. What the fuck is a brawling bird?
They want to be, even though it's a TV 14 program, they don't want to call the women broads. But I'm pretty sure they went to Tony Khan and say, we're the brawling broads. And Tony said, no, we can't call you that.
I definitely, because that's a British thing. They like to say that shit down there. Hoss, the match was fun. I'll give the match like a 3 saber. It wasn't bad. I like all the women that are in there. I just don't like the way they're booked. This is what I don't understand. I don't like the way Persephone's been booked in AEW. I'm gonna say it straight up. How come maybe a month ago, her and Willow Nightingale were playing bestie, but she's teaming with the fucking heels?
Here we go trying to make sense of AEW.
She was in a tag team. She was in a tag team match the other. I forget with Maya World or somebody like that. And now she's on the heel team. She should be a fucking heel, yes. But you have not presented Persephone as really nothing. But they have not presented her as a heel at all. But now she's working with the freaking heels when she was just a babyface 3 weeks ago. If that.
Who we talking about now?
Persephone, and she's the best one. In my opinion, she has the most potential out of all these people, including maybe even Megan Bayne. And you know how much I love Megan Bayne. Oh,
Persephone's the best wrestler out of all 6 of those women we saw last night. She's the best one.
She's the best everything.
It might be the
not
youngest
just
one, but she's the best one.
Yeah, I think Megan Bayne is as great as she is. She doesn't fucking speak. Lana Cross is kind of green, and she's not getting better by doing this. Jamie Hayter, she's good, but mid as a character. Alex Windsor really would. This is no disrespect. Windsor. She really wouldn't be in the spot she's at right now if she wasn't, married to the guy that's about to win the freaking main event at All In. And Maya World, Tony has not used the momentum she had over her unfortunate circumstance. Whatever happened to her family, unfortunate. Tony Khan did not make give her a good momentum. She's been flat since winning that TBS title.
Oh, fair points.
What are we doing?
The best thing that came out of this was Maya World getting pinned by Persephone. So by wrestling logic 101,
she should get a title match
at All In. She should. Will she make the pre-show? I hope so. But
no, she's not, because we know what we're gonna talk about. That's gonna take an hour. They're gonna have All In with the fucking Costco guys. They're already advertised for the show.
Chris, you see how you're burying this company already. You're burying the TBS chip. I know, but I'm not saying This is not bat worthy this time, Chris. you told an unspoken truth. They're going to
have we bring the boom and fucking cookies and diabetes to fucking television. They're going to have the little small fat kid. They're going to have the big boom brother, and they're going to have big AJ go out there and just talk chip cookies.
Chris, I'm going to tell you this right now. If they have those guys over the TBS championship, and if you move that TBS championship match to Dynamite, and it is not on this card.
Oh, yes.
The review on Sunday will not hear the end of me, because I'm already going to be drunk. Because, sir, I'm going to leave that to Sunday. But yes, Persephone, she won the match because the Brawling Broads in the Divine Dominion, they ran backstage to go wrestle each other. And Maya World gets pinned by Persephone. So this match was fine. I give it 3 sabers. All the women were beautiful. Beautiful women. The beautiful women. But
of course,
I will say this. I'll be glad when the Divine Dominion loses on Sunday. That's not even a prediction. That's a spoiler, in the words of the Pisshead Company from Stanford. Because I am tired of the Divine Dominion wearing those belts like they got dicks hanging. If everyone noticed this, and I know I can't be the only one. The last
I noticed that.
Ever since
they do it all the time.
Ever since Beach Break, they started this bullshit doing Beach Break, because you can tell these women love their men, because they got their belts swinging like dicks every week. So when the Brawling Broads beat their ass on Sunday, I'll be glad, because I'm tired of seeing the women wear these belts like they have dicks. But yes. This match was fine. It was aesthetically pleasing. I always love beautiful women on my television. I love the beautiful women that can actually wrestle on my television. So this was fun. Fun match. It was a nice palate cleanser coming out of that damn Nigel McGuinness fuck fest that we saw. This match couldn't come any faster. I appreciate it so much.
I just want to let you know, and I agree. We're going to talk about our main event right here shortly. Hoss, I just want to show you. This is what we are getting instead of Maya World and Persephone. This is what we're going to get.
We brought the boom to New York City.
And now we're bringing the boom to London.
Don't miss AEW All In.
Sunday, August 30th on YouTube, HBO Max, and pay-per-view. You think they got double chunk chocolate cookies in London?
Nah, they got crumpets. We brought the boom to Texas.
This is what we're getting instead of Maya World versus Persephone at All In. We're getting fucking crumpets.
Chris, I know celebrities in wrestling has been a contentious talking point
These
this
fuckers
year.
are not celebrities.
It's been very contentious, but we're gonna have these people on multiple pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And we got people in the other company crying about Little Yachty, crying about Jelly Roll, crying about Pat McAfee. But yet, this company right here that I spend hard-earned money for, that we review every week, keeps putting these fat-ass kids and this non-wrestling ass bastard on my screen. And I have to pay for it. I pay for it with bated breath. Like, I have this bat in my hand right now. And I know when I come Sunday at the buy-in, I'm gonna be about 3 whiskey shots in. And I'm be like, what the fuck is happening? Because these bastards they went to Costco and just said, I'm gonna eat some pizza. I'm a live stream me eating some fucking pizza. And these people are at AEW pay-per-views religiously.
Yep.
How come we can't go there? How come we can't go? I eat pizza. I eat cookies. I eat a crumpet if I knew what the fuck it was. Like, man, what gives them the ability to be up on pay-per-views weekly to do nothing? I remember at Double or Nothing, the Rizzler, he got to be on camera with Harley fucking Cameron. That young man is living the fucking dream.
Oh, damn right.
And they go to these pay-per-views free of charge. Hell, Big Boom AJ probably even gets paid to be on the card.
Oh, yeah.
It's a travesty. It's more words that I can't even think of. I need a thesaurus right now to define what the fuck this stuff is. Because it's atrocious. It's an abomination. It's nonsensical. And we got to move on because I could talk about this shit forever, but they're terrible. And
yes, we will.
I don't want to hurt those kids because they're living their dream. But Big Boom AJ, get them the fuck off my TV.
I agree. We'll move on, talk about this real quick, and then we will get into our all-in predictions. Hoss, the main event: Swerve Strickland versus Jack Perry. The floor is yours. I don't know what to say about it. Why? That's all I got. Why? I would give it a 3.5, 4 saber. Great match, match, but. This is a really random freaking match to have as your main event. Hoss, I'm going to give you the floor. I'll be right back. We're going to go to commercial, and then we're going to get into the all-in predictions.
All right. The angle from this match is Jack Perry. He lost last week to Moxley in a Continental Cup qualifier. And he came out bloody and whatnot, looking very, I guess he went over by not going over. But anyway, he talked to Swerve in a backstage segment, and Swerve basically gave him the same speech he gave Kevin Knight. If you want to live amongst killers, you got to be a killer. And Jack Perry said something to the effect of, I am a killer, and I'm going to do it by beating you. So we get to our match this week with Dynamite, and this match was fine. I give it 4 sabers. This was actually a strong match, and I'm not even a big fan of Jack Perry. I can't stand Jungle Jack, honestly. Too small for my liking as a wrestler, but he tries hard. He's He's what we call in the community a big try hard. He does what he can. If it wasn't for his father being Luke Perry, he might not even be in this position. But the match was fine. But he looked very strong. He got through a couple of house calls from Swerve. He survived the Swerve stomp, but he couldn't go over. He lost this match. It should not have been the main event. It should have been in the mid card. But the most confusing thing about it is, what are we doing with Swerve Strickland? And what are we really doing with Jack Perry? Because they say Jack Perry is a pillar of this company. And I feel like if Jack Perry is a pillar of anything, you have a weak foundation, if you will. But I don't understand what we're doing with Swerve Strickland. I don't think what the hell they're doing with Jack Perry, because it's not any good. It's not any good. But for this to be on your go home show, I expect better. But match was fine. Fine match, 4 sabers. If you want to go back to watch, you can go back and watch this one. But the angle is not strong enough to be reviewing it to me, honestly.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, my bad. I agree. I don't know what this angle is coming out of. It makes no sense. It truly doesn't make any sense. I have no idea.
But I will say this, like, with Jack Perry taking these back-to-back losses, we know in AEW life that means he's getting stronger. He's like a Saiyan after getting his ass whooped in Dragon Ball Z. If you get your ass beat, you get stronger. So Jack Perry is getting stronger by eating these L's. So I'm guessing Jack Perry is being prepped for maybe an international title run, maybe.
The international. I'm going to talk a little bit about All In real quick, because this has to do with it. And yes, we will get. Of course, we'll get into that Saturday. We will do a little bit like we usually do here before the go home show for a pay-per-view. But I don't know, because Andrade at All In's going in the Casino Gauntlet, and he's the international champion. I don't know why we wouldn't have Andrade versus MJF for the national championship. And then.
You hear yourself speak? What? He's walking out.
It makes more sense than what we have right now. Why would Andrade be fighting for an AEW World? Why is he getting an opportunity for an AEW World Championship? He's the national champion. This makes no sense.
We are not going after mid titles, Chris.
Of course we're not. This guy is an international champion. He fought Will Ospreay 2 years ago at All In with the international championship, a mid card championship. I'm not saying
but the mid is of the mid. You want him to go for Andrade's national title. The midst of the mid, sir.
It would make more sense than what we have right now.
As an MJF
and that's the
fan,
shitty part.
See, this is a bat-worthy offense, Chris. As an MJF fan, I would bash you in.
I love him. He's the only reason why I still watch the show. If the day he goes to WWE, it's going to be a hard watch. And it's a hard watch when he's not on the show, when he's on the show anyway, but you get my point. Okay, so this is what I don't like. He's gonna win the Casino Gauntlet, correct?
No.
Are we both in agreement? No. Okay.
No, I disagree. We're gonna say, we're saving that for Saturday, but I do not think he's going to win. No, I do not.
Interesting. Well, yeah, chat. We're not going to do predictions. We were going to, but we're going to save it for Saturday.
We got 2 segments we didn't talk about. Do you know who else was announced for the Casino Gauntlet on this show?
Who?
Did you forget?
I did forget.
The first AEW champion.
Jericho. Yeah, he did do a segment. Yeah, he did.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, he did a segment. Yes, he is. Yeah. Which, so that's who you think's gonna win?
I'm gonna say that for Saturday.
That's interesting. I think it's gonna be MJF. I'll tell you guys that right now. I think it's gonna be MJF, which is gonna be stupid. Why not just have him go into the to All In as champion?
See, we keep going. We going back to this, Chris. Let's do it then. Let's do this.
I wanted to talk about this at least a little bit before we were going to save it anyway, so you might as well.
No, about the MJF not going to Wembley.
We talk about the casino.
You know the sickos. One of our biggest sickos, who he's not here today, but he got very upset. We talked about it, but we're going to rehash it. I believe that there are backstage politics at hand. I think Will Ospreay did not want to go against MJF again in Wembley. I think he's like, I want to choose my opponent, and I want Kenny Omega. I believe it's going to be a better match in my hometown to beat him over beating MJF again in Wembley. I believe that. I have no proof. I have no sources. This is just gut instinct. And that's why I think MJF is walking around saying he's the one true champion with the Triple B. That's what I truly believe. I think Will Ospreay he's up there showing his sack in the backstage area by saying, "Hey, I'm about to be the new world champion, and I get to do what the fuck I want, and I want Kenny Omega to put me over." And I really believe that it's gonna blow up in their faces because Will Ospreay is not the draw that they think he is, and Kenny Omega is not the one to be not going to help him by putting him over.
Yeah. We, again, the entire wrestling community knows that this match should have been MJF versus Will Ospreay. Even the people that don't watch it know that this match should have been for the AEW World Championship. So it is what it is. Hoss, yes, we're since we're not doing predictions, final thoughts on AEW. Anything I missed? Anything you want to go over here? We still have some time. We were gonna. So if anything I missed, anything you want to talk about real quick right now, kind of give me your final thoughts right here.
Well, we did miss one segment. We missed the Kyle Fletcher Okada segment, but it wasn't that much because Okada dressed like a bandana. His whole outfit like a damn bandana. It was terrible. And Kyle Fletcher was up there crying about why you didn't help me when Takeshita came and beat my ass last week. Okada says, "Oh, see, you only think about yourself, Kyle. Family." That made no damn sense. Yeah. It made no damn sense. It didn't. So I just had to address that. It made no damn sense.
You're right. But I want to address what Kev said because I think that's a good thing to talk about real quick before we wrap up. AEW announced that they're going to do the Grand Slam in Paris. I believe this year. It's not like a next year they're doing Grand Slam in Paris. I believe it is this year.
It's in October.
It's in October, right? Yeah. So they're doing
October
that
6th, I think.
October 6th at the Adidas Arena. They will be doing the Grand Slam France. So what's October 6th? We got to look that up real quick. If it is a Wednesday, it is a Tuesday. So it's probably going to be a pre-recorded show for Wednesday, unfortunately. But I mean, it's cool for them going to France. I'm genuinely curious to see what the turnout's going to look like. I know there's some fans online that are from France that want to do that. So I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, dude, the MLB playoffs are going to be on that during that time too. My fucking team won't be in it because the Pirates suck. Don't know how to play baseball after All-Star break. So I'll see but Hoss, what do you think about AEW going to France? They're expanding their international market, which is cool, and I think their international audience, just like you could argue with WWE, they are a better audience, quote unquote, but they don't really have that. I mean, neither does they, but I just don't know how popular France is with the AEW. They don't really have that French superstar that could sell or whatever. What do you think about it, Hoss? Because I know a lot of people were, this is WWE territory.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you this now. AEW fans, sickos, lend me your ear. I want you to be ready to prepare yourselves that there will be no pay-per-views in America in about 2 years. That's what we're gonna do. Because as you see, Tony Khan loves being in Wembley for the biggest show of the year. Last year in Texas, he had to fudge the numbers that he didn't like. This year, we're gonna have All Out in Chicago. It's gonna go up against Worlds Collide. The numbers may not be in his favor.
Nope.
We got Wrestle Dream in Orlando. I don't know how big that show's going to be. I know we got full.
It was okay. It wasn't. They did when they did the Orlando show last year for World's End. It was the couple years ago. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Okay, I believe he believes that he's going to have bigger numbers in other countries. Why do you think we have all these Canadian pay-per-views? London is a big thing in All In. I could see Paris being something for like All Out next year, or maybe Full Gear, something like that. But the attendance numbers in America are not to Tony Khan's liking. He will never say it out loud. He will never admit it at a media scrum. But I'm pretty sure Shad Khan is saying, Tony, these venues are not selling out. But when we go other places, we get high numbers. Let's try in other countries. So I'm telling the sickos, if you have not been to a big pay-per-view show now, within the next 2 years, you will probably only have 2 of them on American soil. They're expanding their blueprint, their footprint for a reason. The big shows are going to be in other countries.
Yeah, and if the States, I do hope they keep around with the Louis Armstrong Stadium or the Arthur Ashe or for whatever, because that looked great. I know I don't really, I know a lot of people didn't really like the aesthetic or whatever when they did Double or Nothing. I loved it. So that's, they do have some spots in the States. They did the Kia Forum, wasn't bad. They didn't do a bad job at the Kia Forum. That's actually a big venue. Mm-hmm. Revolution at the Crypto Arena, $1 million gate for their first pay-per-view. I actually believe that. I don't believe this $6 million gate that Tony's talking about for All In. So, I mean, they have certain spots. Vegas has always been good to them. Like, they have certain spots, but the All-Ins, it's what's going to be overseas. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how overseas is dying for the WrestleManias? We're going to be dying for the All-Ins and the big stadium shows that these people want to try to do, because I agree with you. They're going to get a better turnout somewhere else, and them running this venue 3 years in a row isn't helping them. They can't run the same fucking venue. They should have learned that after they ran Wembley the second time when they had Danielson versus Swerve main event.
And I'm gonna tell you that it's gonna be even more disrespectful when what I said comes to fruition, because the overseas people already pay cheaper for my AEW. We getting taxed for the shit over here. We get taxed for the pay-per-views, and they paying like $10, $20 for my AEW. They get every fucking thing. We got to pay $40 for pay-per-views. We're gonna lose pay-per-views here in America, but the sickos, they love this company so much. They don't want to criticize. Like, you're losing physical content. Just like with video games, how we're losing physical media. Like, you don't have the disc anymore. Mm-hmm. With AEW, you're not going to be able to walk in to any big show. You're just going to be able to walk into Dynamites and Collisions in the next couple of years. And it's going to be like,
I believe that.
Because they're not, they're losing faith into wrestling fans to come fill out these big arenas for them. I think All In was something that All In Texas showed, like, we might could only get 23,000 at most in a big arena. And that's not a bad number in America. It's not bad. But when you're comparing yourself to that other company, which they're also losing attendance, but because they outpriced them people. They're outpricing people.
Yeah. Different problems.
Yeah. If they came down to AEW prices, they wouldn't have nowhere near these problems. Oh, no. But I'm telling you, sickos, I'm telling you this. Please get to Tony Khan. Tell him, do not export, do not move your big shows.
Well, I brought this comment up because I could see them doing a show at the new Jacksonville Stadium when it's done. Because I think the Jags are playing in Orlando for the season or something. So because they're remodeling the new Jacksonville Stadium. So if they could, why not? They already did the stupid Stadium Stampede there during COVID. I'm not surprised they haven't ran a show at Jacksonville already. Fuck Daly's place.
That's a good question. Why they haven't run in Jacksonville? That's a very good question.
Probably because they're building everything. And bro, imagine, you know how they have that fucking spa or pool and hot tub? You don't want to watch wrestling in a pool?
Of course. Why not?
Right in front of you, like that'd be great.
Oh, sure. It's like 6 or 8 female talents I want to see in that pool, but that's a different story.
I'm not trying to get canceled. I'll type it in the chat so you know what I'm saying. I really want you to see this. Everybody but her is who I want to see in that pool. But yes, I think Jacksonville will. I'm not trying to get. I ain't getting canceled today.
Yes, that was good. They're gonna beat us all across the head if we said that one, boy. But go ahead,
real quick before we end the show, because yes, it's gonna. We got a lot to talk about on Saturday. It's gonna be great. We got All In predictions, Heat Wave. What's the other show that's happening? All In, Heat Wave. Those are the two big shows, right?
You know the AAA show.
AAA show, the AAA show. Yes, which
AAA.
That's Sunday too, right?
Yes. We got a lot of wrestling again on Sunday. A lot of wrestling. And if you're not a big big AEW people, follow the Jedi Media Network. We're covering
everything.
Kevin
Jeff Littman and Kev will be doing Heat Wave. We will be doing Dynamite or All In, and I know Hoss even might want to pop in to do Heat Wave as well. So Hoss, you got a lot on your plate, but I'm watching everything. And then I don't know what's going on for AAA, but I'm sure it's going to catch our interest as well. So a lot on Sunday or Sunday. So please join us Saturday. It's a lot of discussion. This is again the biggest Sunday of the year for AEW, and it's stacked up with talent. This is sometimes the cross promotion, the rivalry. It's good, you know. Even though we get too much in one day, I think, especially that, you know, I mean, there are a lot of people that love wrestling.
Yeah.
So,
we are aware. We are well aware.
So, we're gonna talk about that, but we'll end this. We'll at this topic be the end of the show, Hoss, because Ilya Dragunov, you know, he can go wherever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see him at All In? I'm just gonna ask you straight up like that. I'm not asking you for a prediction.
Mm-hmm.
We will save that for Saturday. Well, I'm asking you, do you think he's going to show up Saturday?
Okay, for the predictor people who like Kalshi and Polymarket, I would say about a 65% chance that he's at All In. 65% chance. Because I will say this.
That's the best way to put it, Kev. Biggest Sunday before football. Go ahead. If
Ilya is not at All In on Sunday, I think he would be taking his talents elsewhere. I'm willing to say that because he does not have that 90-day non-compete. There is nothing that is stopping him unless it's visa issues. That's the only thing I can see him that could keep him away from All In London. So if he does not have visa issues, he will be there and he will be All Elite with a graphic. If he is not there, it is disclosed that he does not have a visa issue, he'll be maybe at MLP or MLW. But I'm giving a 65% chance that he will be at All In London.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's there. I'm going to be honest. I kind of expect him to be there. I think Tony was Tony. I'm pretty sure Tony was excited to have him on. But yeah, we'll see if he shows up there. Couple people one thing I want to say, I'm not giving you predictions. I just want to say I'm curious to see what's going to happen with this gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to say this, Kev, wouldn't be opposed or wouldn't be surprised if your boy was going to appear at the Casino Gauntlet. Just saying, we could maybe want to see some Luke Menzies, aka Ridge Holland, at the Gauntlet. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Hey, just like Jonathan Coachman says, you never know who's watching. Just saying.
That's a fact.
Just saying. But Hoss, before I wrap it up, before I tell everybody what we got going on the rest of the week, final thoughts on AEW Dynamite. Final kind of thoughts on how this card has been built up before we give our full prediction Saturday with Kev, and what are you expecting out of a quick teaser of what you're maybe expecting from All In before we're going to do the deep dive Saturday, but just some quick thoughts right now. What are you expecting from All In?
I'm expecting good wrestling. That's the best thing I can say. Good wrestling, and about 3 things that the aftermath might lead to something. So out of 3 of those matches, the aftermath is going to mean something on Sunday. I can't say every match is going to have something that means something, but 3 of those matches: the women's championship match, the men's championship match, and the casino gauntlet. Those are the 3 things. The aftermath is going to be pivotal to follow on Sunday. Yes. And to finish this Dynamite review, this Dynamite really has set the tone for the rest of the year. These Dynamites mean nothing before big pay-per-views. They mean absolutely nothing. These shows are just individual wrestling exhibitions, and we should treat them as such. And I'm telling it for my fellow Dynamite bro. I'm telling it for the rest of the AEW sickos. If you are looking for something to build you up for the pay-per-view, do not rely on Dynamite and Collision to do so. These are just wrestling exhibitions. They're gonna quench your thirst for moves and finishers, and that's all there is. The segments will not lead you to get you excited. The backstage promos will not just get you excited. They may drag out your number 1 contender like we did last night with Will Ospreay, and they're just going to do a half measure because your world fucking champions will not be on the show.
Ridiculous.
Yes, but I will leave it at that. Do not expect to be led into a big show with Dynamites or Collisions going forth.
Yeah, look, we got lucky. We got a treat for Double or Nothing. I think Double or Nothing is going to end up being bigger than this show because the build actually wasn't terrible. We questioned a lot with Darby's run, but it wasn't terrible. The pay-per-view was great. And they actually started off Dynamite that week of what they finished off with Double or Nothing. You could argue if it was good or bad, but they followed up. We're not going to see that for the rest of the year. Just like Hall said, I'm truly convinced that the Collisions and the Dynamites I think nobody cares about them. When I mean nobody, I'm not talking about the sickos, the fans that sit there and watch it. I'm not talking about us that come on here and review it. I'm talking about the people fucking running it. I don't think they care. They care about the pay-per-views now. They want to attract those numbers, right? Those attendance numbers, those $1 million gates for their pay-per-views. Because we've known this and said this since day one. Their pay-per-views are their bread and butter. They will never sign a deal like the WWE has, or they will never anything with a streaming service because AEW makes their good money off pay-per-views. That model will never die for AEW unless they get a fucking fat check like they are from Netflix. They're not happening. That's why they put all the time and efforts into there, and the pay-per-views are still too long. I know Wembley has a curfew, but it's you're gonna go from 2 to fucking 8 in the afternoon. That's your whole day. Your wrestling show should not be your whole day. It's gonna start at 1, so it should be 1 to 4.
Chris, you're forgetting the buy-in, 2-hour buy-in. The show started at 11.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
11.
I did forget about the.
That's why. That's how they're gonna beat the curfew. The buy-in's a 2-hour buy-in. It's I am in the Central Time Zone. I'll be waking up fresh at 10 a.m. to watch wrestling.
Yes.
10 a.m. and it's gonna go on.
So I'll be waiting. It starts at noon for me.
Yeah. No, it starts at 11 for you, pal. 11.
Oh my god, what? So because the show starts at 1. That's right. Oh my god. What the fuck? Yeah, so I'm going to be waking up at 10:30 to get ready to watch some wrestling on a Sunday. I cannot wait for football season.
Yes, you get the privilege of seeing Renee Paquette and
Jeff
Mick
Jarrett.
Foley. Jeff Jarrett, Mick Foley, Paul White.
Big show. Yep.
Yeah. While they lead us into this is not a prediction, but we did get breaking news, Chris. What is that? What's that match we gonna have on the pre-show?
Yes, breaking news. We are getting Hoss, you almost made me forget about that. We are getting Tony Khan announced on his media call that we are getting a trios championship match in the buy-in under a trios roulette royal. The teams will be Hangman Adam Page and Bro Dito. That is cost, keep count.
1,
The Bang Bang Gang.
2,
The Dogs.
3,
The Demand.
4,
The Death Riders.
5.
The Conglomeration.
That's a big 6.
And a wild card trio.
That's Tony Khan. Shout out to you for a heavenly 7.
We are getting 7 teams. And according to Andrew Baydala, it is a casino gauntlet style of a match. I don't even know. We're not going to know until fucking Sunday. We're going to wake up at 10 a.m. to watch the New Day debut on a fucking pre-show.
How you know?
How I know? Because they did Jamie Hayter's return after she was out for for over a year on the pre-show. They had Saraya have her come out on the fucking pre-show.
That turncoat. Who?
And they had Nigel McGuinness make his famous comeback on the pre-show.
This
is Tony Khan's Hoss. This is Tony Khan's mindset. If I give them the New Day that's going to debut on the pre-show, fuck, I'm going to get so many people to buy my pay-per-view. I'm going to get an extra. He thinks he's going to get an extra 5,000 buys for if he debuts the New Day. But no, people are going to turn off. You know what's going to happen, Hoss? They're going to debut the New Day. They're going to do this match. And then fucking Chubble Chunk Chocolate Chunk Cookie is going to come out. The little fucking fat kid's going to come out there singing We Bring the Boom. And they're going to have, like they did last year, when you're going to have Shane Taylor Productions throw the little fat kid across the. That was awesome, by the way. But this 2-hour pre-show is going to be boring.
2 hours.
2 hours.
And that one match is going to last 1 hour. Because it's going to take them 15 minutes to get all 7 of those teams in the ring.
Mind you, it is a trios. There's 3 people a team.
21 men will be in the ring at all times. This is going to be, not even no tags. It's going to be chaos. In the words of Marie, a train wreck. This is going to be a tornado tag with 21 men. It's ludicrous. It's absurd. It's a travesty. But this company is going to make me drink that early in the morning. I'm going to be day drinking like I'm a desperate housewife. Like I'm one of the women of Sex in the City. That's how I'm going to be day drinking, because this company is crazy. And I'm crazy for following them, but I am sicko adjacent and I have no shame.
Hoss, would you fly out to Wembley for this show?
If they paid me for it, yes. If I had a free ticket, if they paid for my ticket.
No, I mean if you were, like how the guy from 206 went with Chi-Town and they went. You wouldn't go? If
I was a wealthy man, yes, the fuck I would. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yes, I would.
I probably would too.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would.
I probably would too. I probably would too. But my final thoughts here. Yeah, this wasn't a good go-home show. That's been the story of this company all year. What I'm looking forward to a little bit from Dynamite from All In without getting, too deep into it right now. I'm just looking forward to a change. I'm praying for a change. I'm hopefully Will Ospreay can do something when he wins that world title. Hopefully we get fresh stories coming out of the Casino Gauntlet with whoever wins it, probably who's going to challenge Ospreay at All Out. Curious to see about what's his face, or what's the Young Bucks and Edge and Christian. I think that's going to be a fun match. But overall, I'm not.
Christian, Chris. Christian.
Damn it. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. But overall, I mean, look, it does not feel like Wembley season. I know I asked Hoss that question earlier. Does not feel like we're going into this show's biggest, or this company's biggest show of the year. Just doesn't. It just doesn't. I'm surprised Daniel Garcia isn't in the main event in this show. Shit. Daniel Garcia, I'm surprised it's not Daniel Garcia, fucking Shane Taylor Productions versus Orange Cassidy and Kyle.
You cannot take away our Collision Cowboys, Chris. You can't do it.
Well, I want those collision. I want the Cowboys to get in a collision and prevent them from being shown on TV. So that's what I got. We will be live again. Don't forget, tomorrow we will do our TNA Impact review. Following, well, not tonight. I think they're live tonight too, actually, but the Steelers play at 7. I will be watching that as well. So make sure you guys go check out our TNA review tomorrow at 2:00 with all 3 of us. Make sure you check out our show on Saturday. Again, all the review shows. There's so much fucking programming now on the channel. I'm starting to get lost what days are what days now. But make sure you check out Jeff and Kev did their NXT review show, the Go Home show before Heat Wave. Make sure you check out MLW Files. Make sure you check out us. Make sure you check out the TNA show tomorrow. Check out us on Saturday, and everybody else. Again, Kev and Jeff will be going live for Heat Wave. Myself and Hoss will be going live for All In. Check out the programs on our channel, and please support, like, subscribe. We got a lot of good shows, a lot of good partners, groups, a part of the Sports Jedi Network. So make sure you go tune them in. We're all going to be busy. So the good thing about our network is you have options. You have a variety of options. So with that being said, guys, this has been the Dynamite Bros here on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you guys for checking us out. Like, share, subscribe to the Sports Jedi Network, and may the Force be with you. Dynamite Bros, goodbye.